This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by our partners in the field, North Dakota Tourism. Plan your next hunting adventure in North Dakota and find out why their bird hunting opportunities are legendary. Walton's, everything but the meats. They seriously have everything you need to prepare your wild game, including videos with recipes at waltonsinc.com. And by Roughland Kennels. Provide your bird dog with a safe and reliable ride with Roughland Performance Kennels. My guest today is a man that once was an anti-hunter, and now he's a hunting mentor. Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. My name is Travis Frank. I am your host and one of the hosts of the Flush television show that airs on the Outdoor Channel. If you like upland bird hunting, we invite you to follow our journey through the uplands. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and watch our shows there. Meet the people that we meet, and you'll find us at The Flush TV. Do a search on that. You can find us in all of our channels. Today, our guest is a man that is very interesting to me. I've spent a bit of time in the field with Keng, and his story has inspired me and has changed the lives of other people. So I hope you are able to take a little bit out of Keng's life and his passion. Keng, welcome to the show today. How was your hunting season?
It was good. Oh, first of all, thank you for having me here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is exciting.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down today. Yeah. I know you're a busy man. What do you do full-time? What's your job?
I work in IT.
Okay.
So, 8 to 4 every
IT,
day.
upland bird hunting, that's a perfect match right there.
Yep.
You have a very interesting story because when you were a child or growing up, you weren't a hunter.
No, I was very anti-hunting, scared of guns, didn't want to touch them, didn't want to see them.
Why?
I don't know, there's just the power and the responsibility behind it, is one of the big things, and that's just one thing that that's one reason why, the main reason why I was afraid of it,
Mm-hmm.
So
when you say anti-hunting, were you carrying signs?
No, I wasn't carrying signs. I mean, I was quiet about my opinions.
Okay.
But then, if there was kind of like hunting going on, I would just skip it, or any kind of like outdoor show like that. I would hate the sight of, seeing animals get killed, like deer or pheasants.
Did you feel like you felt sorry for the animal?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Felt sorry for it, feeling the pain it was going through and stuff like that. And yeah, that's one reason why, I just never liked hunting.
But you had hunting in your life, right?
Yeah. So my dad is a very big hunter. So I'm Hmong, and, so my family's Hmong, and yeah, he's very big on hunting. He's very resourceful. He likes to make sure that his time is not wasted when he's in the field. So he always comes back with something.
So is it all about the kill for him, or not the kill, but the meat?
Yeah, the meat.
Okay.
It's about the meat for him. That to make sure that, when the time he spends out there, that he's, getting, I guess you could say, his max limit every time. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you live in downtown Minneapolis right now?
I live in Brooklyn Park.
Brooklyn Park.
Yep.
Okay. So just outside, but it's still considered in the city, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And you grew up in Minnesota?
Yeah, I grew up in Minnesota. I was born in California. My family moved. My dad moved us here when I was 4, I think.
Okay.
And then grew up here ever since. And I remember when was it 2010? We moved into our house with the creek in the backyard, and I was just excited about it because there was
Really?
ducks everywhere, geese everywhere. Then there was deer. There was everything.
But at that time, you didn't have any interest in trying to shoot one of them?
No, none.
No? What? Did you just like to watch them?
Yeah, just like to watch them eat, watch them interact with each other. It was very, very interesting. And, that's one reason why I fell in love with waterfowl, because of that creek too. So in our backyard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Okay, so you grew up an anti-hunter, but now we're in here today and you're going to talk about hunting. So
Yeah.
something major happened in your life. What
Yeah.
changed?
The reason why I got into hunting was because of my dog. So she is the main reason why I got into hunting. And
How'd you get a dog, or why did this come about?
so my dad bought a dog for breeding, and he was gonna sell her after she's old enough and have bred. So I was like, well, let me keep the dog. I went to go with him to go see the puppy, and I was like, yeah, you're not doing that. I'm gonna keep the puppy.
So you kept the puppy.
Yeah, so I kept the puppy. And then so I brought her home, and then I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, because I love animals, right? And I want them to have the best life they can possibly have. So I was like, what am I going to do to give my dog the best life that she can have? And of course, she's a hunting dog, so she has to hunt, right?
What kind of dog?
German wire hair
Okay.
pointer. So, yeah.
So you got this dog now, and I'm guessing you probably don't have a shotgun to your name, but you just decided that you got to take this dog hunting?
Yep, exactly.
Well, what the heck?
Yeah.
How did that come about? I mean, yes, you've got a dog, but you don't just go from having a dog to now I'm going to go hunt. I mean, something inside of you had to change, right?
Yeah, I think like the thing that changed was basically taking this dog out and giving her the best life, right? And her having that hunting experience throughout her life is me accomplishing my goal of being a good dog owner for her. So
what about the feeling of hurting an innocent animal that you held on to for so many years?
So I'm like a big thing on like the circle of life, right? So everything happens for a reason, and I just kind of thought to it like, yeah, she in the natural wild, wolves, foxes, they hunt and they eat, and this is kind of the same way, like, to be honest, I can't really kill like big game yet,
Okay.
but I justified a pheasant hunting because I was like, okay, pheasants are just like chickens. Just imagine a pheasant as a chicken, a wild chicken, and then so I think that's one of the things that eased my mind on killing. Yeah.
Gotcha. So when did you start hunting?
I started in 2017. So that was when my dog turned 6 months.
Okay.
And that's when I started hunting.
How old were you then?
I was 27.
27.
Yeah.
So the first 26 years of your life, you were an anti-hunter, and then the 27th year, everything changed. So you go hunting for the first time. Where did you go, and what did you hunt for?
We went to Marshall, Minnesota.
Okay.
Went hunting for pheasants with my dad. My dad is, like I said, he's like very good at hunting. So
Was that the first time you'd ever walked the field with him?
yeah, that was our first time. Yeah, actually, we walked the field together, but not together because he doesn't like walking in groups. So he's like, all right, you take that corner of the field and you just walk your dog, and hopefully you shoot something, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'll be over here, and then we'll meet up for lunch, whatever.
Did you have any training though?
No training at all. He was more like you have to do it and you'll just figure it out on the
Learn
way.
by experience?
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm still kind of scared of shotguns. So then that's when I went to the gun range, with me and my buddies, just to feel what it's like to shoot the gun first, right?
Right, yeah.
And then just little simple knowledge checks like watching YouTube videos on how people hunt and reading about it as well, right? So
Did you watch Ron Scher at all? Did he teach you anything valuable at all on our show?
I didn't watch Ron Scher, but I watched your show, The Flush.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the show.
Oh,
he's on the show, but he's usually the one doing all the missing. So that's why I bring that up.
Yeah, no, I mean, your show was one of the big like factors that really helped me, encouraged me to get into hunting.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
We love to hear stories like that. And you reached out and actually told me your story, and it was very interesting to me because once you started to hunt, you said that, how it impacted your life.
Yeah.
And then the next step was for you to take other people hunting.
Yeah, because that came together. The way that came together is, when my first time going out hunting, like I said, I was anti-hunting. I hated it, but I loved nature, right? I could sit there all day and watch nature. But that hunting aspect of it brought me closer to nature, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're hunting, you see stuff that you don't see just watching them, like from your house or your window, right?
Yeah.
And so that connection right there, just from that first time hunting, really made me, first of all, excited about hunting and keep doing it.
Yeah.
And um, from there, I was like, well, more people need to see this. More people need to experience this that I experienced. And so that's what got me into mentoring.
Mentoring.
Yeah, mentoring. Yeah,
Gotcha.
and showing people the uplands.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you do it?
So at first I started with my close friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Tony, he's like a bigger guy, but he's all motivated. He loves guns, and he's never hunted before, right? So I was like, dude, we got to do this together. Let's do this, And so we took him out. He loved it.
So when you say we took him out, you and your dad?
Yeah, me and my dad.
Okay. So he took him out, and where's he from?
He's from Brooklyn Park as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And he'd never hunted either.
He never hunted either.
But he agreed. He
yeah.
thought, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, he watched your show too, right? So
Okay.
he's like, yeah, let's give it a shot. I'm all like gung ho for this, right? So, and then he loved it. I mean,
That's awesome.
Yeah, he
That's
still loves
awesome.
it,
So then from there, you started an app, or you started a group in an app. What was it called?
yeah. So the app was called, or the group in the app is called Pheasant and Duck Hunting 101.
Okay.
And that's just
And it's called Meetup.
yeah, it's called Meetup.
I had
So-
never heard of this app until you told me about it.
Yeah, a lot of people use it on the West Coast. I saw.
Really?
But I found it on apps, or no, a friend suggested it to me, and so I was like, yeah, I'll create a group, see if there's interest. That was one of the reasons why I started it, just to see what kind of interest there is out there in our state that of people wanting to learn how to hunt, and so that's why I started that. And then, from there, I just kind of, what is it like?
Well, what was the response? You started an app on Meetup called Pheasant and Duck
Yeah.
Hunting 101. What?
Oh yeah, the response was amazing. I mean, like people were joining left and right, asking questions. Saying, "Hey, when are we doing this? When are we doing that?" I got a lot of good feedback from it.
So what did you do in your group? You went through gun safety training with everybody?
Yep. Like one of the big fears with I think taking someone new out hunting or showing someone who hasn't touched a gun is like their safety, right?
Right.
And so one of my main requirements was making sure that they all completed their hunter safety course before we even went any further. And so that was like the first thing they had to do.
Did they agree to it?
Yeah, they agreed to it.
Okay.
and
How many people got their hunter safety the first year?
I think 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 of them
Good
got.
for you.
Yeah, yeah. And then from there we went, target shooting, and then we went scouting, and then we try to go hunting together. Right, that's the hard part because schedules conflict. But I kind of set up the meetings, the events on the page to do where like when I started, what my troubles were, where I needed help, and so that kind of set the timeline for the events.
What were some of those troubles that you went through when you started that you needed help with?
I think first was like just understanding what is hunting and how it how it revolves around conservation and the impact it has on conservation, right? And understanding that part, and then just sparking their interest, right? And then so another trouble that I had was like finding where to go hunting,
Right.
And
Where to go.
where to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And understanding, like because the Minnesota DNR book is full of like great knowledge, but it's hard to look at it when it's your first time, And so one of the things was teaching them how to read explore the DNR book too. So
you first were getting gun safety training.
Yep.
We're going to the range.
Yep.
Then you opened up the book and said, now we need to figure out where we're going to hunt.
Yep.
Okay. Then what?
And then plan on look at the season's dates, plan on what days we're gonna go, when we're gonna go, and why we're going those dates, right? So, for example, like something that everybody knows that pheasant hunts is, when the corn is down, that's a good time to hunt. And I was like, no one ever taught me this on my first year. I think my dad mentioned to me, but I kind of I blew it off because
Did he want you to just learn by watching him versus telling?
He did.
Okay.
He's like, all right, you're here to help me drive, help me, pick up some bills, and then, you learn along the way, and so, it's like simple stuff like when the corn is down or, the first snow.
First snow, opening day,
the
the day of the crops come
Yeah.
out, and the first day of the snow. The 3 days you drop what you're doing and jump
Right.
into a pheasant field.
Yeah, and just so those things like are things that I kind of try to teach them and help them understand, and maybe hopefully that will give them a chance to have a better success, at hunting.
Well, it's interesting to me because you were anti-hunting your whole life, and then all of a sudden you get a dog,
Yeah.
and you say, all right, he's got to do what he was bred to do, so you take him out in the field, but
Yeah.
you care enough that you want to get other people involved. I mean, you could have just gone hunting for yourself. Why did you want to make this your passion?
Honestly, it's because that connection I made when my first time out, like I said,
Yeah.
that feeling I felt when I was in the field and seeing nature and the wildlife and making that closer connection to like that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing it go for a full circle where hunters contribute to conservation, and so that's why I wanted a mentor. And also, I'm very social, so
Yeah, you're easy to get along with.
yeah, I like hunting with people, and I love seeing people's reactions when they first get their first bird, or when they see something like in outdoors that they don't really see often in the cities, right? And so I love seeing their faces when they have that experience, and so that's why I want to mentor, or I started mentoring.
What's the one thing that stands out to you the most about hunting, just in general, that you didn't know about before you started?
One thing that stands out the most, like experience, like
Yeah. What I mean, it's changed your life entirely.
let's see. I guess one thing that stands out the most would be, I don't know. I can't. I don't everything.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's not. I can't pick that one thing that stands out the most, right?
well, we can just make a note there.
Yeah.
We'll trim that. So, so who was the biggest? Let's start it here. Who had the biggest impact on your hunting career then? Once you decided to jump in, was it your dad, or did anyone else come alongside you?
Yeah, the biggest impact would be my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he we have a love-hate relationship, right? And he's like, yeah, you got to learn how to do this, and I'm just gonna put you in it, and you do it, right? And I always doubt him, like whenever we're in the field, but it always works out his way, right? And so
Experience, right?
yeah, experience. I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And he shows me like, no, we're not going there. We're gonna go here. And then of course there's birds, right? And I'm like, what the heck how does he know this? You know what I mean?
For example, is it just into thicker cover, or
yeah, into thicker cover, or like areas that like walk-in access. I was like, dude, let's go try walk-in access. Walk-in access, dude, they put aside here. You have to pay to get in. People aren't going to pay to get in, And he's like, no, we're not touching those areas. I was like, why? He goes, because they're overly hunted and you're just going to waste your time going there. And from experience, I've noticed, because he doesn't buy his walk-in access and he doesn't go. So I was like, all right. So this last year, I bought my walk-in access and I tried it. And I was like, yeah, there's no birds here.
yeah?
So I don't know. That's just my experience, though.
Well, it's interesting too. I mean, you hunt public lands mainly. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we only hunt public lands. This past year I've started door knocking and building the courage to do that. So I've had access.
Was that tough to do?
Yeah, it was very tough to do. I think the fear of it is of them saying no, right? And if they do say yes, then you want to make sure that you don't do anything to make them angry, right? Because you're not just representing yourself, but you're representing the hunting community.
That's right.
And so I was very scared at first, but once you hit like 3 or 4 doors, it's just kind of
the rejection becomes easy to stomach, and then all of a sudden, I remember the first time somebody said yes. I'd already tucked my tail between my legs, and I was turning around to walk away, and then I said, "What? You wait? What? You said yes? Well, okay, then let me just tell you about. I'd like to give you some of whatever I get.
Right.
I just remember I was maybe 15 the first time I knocked on a farmer's door.
Yeah,
and it was scary as hell.
Yeah,
it really was. And I was probably younger than that actually, but oh well. So you'd bring these first time hunters out in the field. What do you laugh at all about it? I mean, you've probably seen some pretty maybe scary, maybe funny moments that you've shared with them.
No, I didn't laugh about it too much. I mean, I was more there for like I kind of acted like my dad, right? He's like, I'm gonna throw you in there and just do it. And they would ask questions like, hey, do I need to bring extra socks or like just simple stuff like I'm like, no. All you need is your gun, your boots and your camel or your blaze orange or whatever, and then you just come along. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. We'll figure everything out along the way, right?
Yeah.
So that was nice that they were very responsive to that. I mean, yeah, they were very responsive to that, and so they didn't say anything bad about that. So
When you and I always spent some time in the field, and you mentioned something that kind of stuck with me. You said that mentoring hunters was a lot harder than you thought it was going to be.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Why?
The big thing about mentoring is keeping the interest going, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think with like my dad or whoever showed you how to hunt, you have that relationship already, and so that's something that you care about more than hunting, right? And so that keeps you going through hunting and makes you want to go out. But when you're mentoring new people, you haven't built that relationship yet, and they haven't built that relationship. You maybe feel that way, but they don't, and so if that relationship is not built or sustained, then they're gonna lose interest and they're gonna stop. And that's happened a couple of times with people.
It has.
In the mentor group, and that's just a big upset when you're like, oh, they're already halfway there, or they're like 90% there to go out to the first field. They're like, okay, and then they just kind of stop contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the biggest things that.
Does that deflate you a little bit?
At first it did, and then I was like, okay, that's just they have their own, maybe they have their own reasons, and I just kind of, brushed it off. So I didn't think too much about it.
Have any of the hunters now continued and gone out on their own?
Not yet, no. From this past season, one person, Alex, he was on the show too. He's already a continued hunter, so he has his own, or he already knows how to hunt, and he'll do it on his own. But for the other people who haven't hunted, they from what I know, they haven't gone out.
Yeah, Alex has an interesting story. So
Yeah.
we spent a couple days in the field. We filmed a television show with you this past hunting season. And Alex is somebody who found you on the app,
Yep.
who was from Germany, who moved to California, who moved to Minnesota, and he had never shot a rooster in America before.
Right.
But you were giving him the opportunity, which was pretty neat. So
Yeah.
he said, yes, come on out.
Yeah.
And now he's running your app. Is that correct?
Yep, he's running the app. Because Meetup was kind of weird. It's like if you didn't pay the subscription, then you lose the host access, and so
Gotcha.
the whole app closed. But then he opened up a new app with the same details and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he's managing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there are so many organizations in this state that are trying to, how do
Yeah.
we get more people hunting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everybody wants to figure that out. We
Yeah.
need more people in the outdoors. And here's Keng, who just says, I'm going to do it on my own.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that came alongside and supported you, or you just did it on your own?
I just did it on my own because I'm very social. I like hunting with people. I like seeing their experiences, and then all these organizations, they're all pushing for recruitment, right? And I'm like,
Right.
you know what? I'm gonna do it on my own, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Test the waters, right? Maybe I'll see something that they're not seeing. And the big thing for me is that it's that relationship. That if you
That's what you've learned over 2 years now, right?
2 years now, yep.
Okay.
So if you don't build that relationship and you don't keep that relationship, then it's not gonna happen for them.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure on you, though. Do you put it on yourself to keep that relationship?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the relationship shouldn't be forced, though. So if it should come natural, right? So I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna be fake and be like, oh yeah, come out here and let's hang out for an hour and that's it, right?
Yeah.
I want to actually like know them and get more on a personal level with them, and that's gonna be that will hopefully help increase the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously made a difference in the lives of the people, even
Yeah, I hope so.
a half a dozen the first year and
Yeah.
several more the second season. Just the fact that you provided them an opportunity to take a shot with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Or, other guns with gun safety training. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge to do. One thing that I've talked about many times, you've heard me talk about this as well, but just the fact that if we all can come alongside just one person,
Yeah.
just one person
Yep.
a season. Just think how many if everybody did, we would just exponentially add to the amount of hunters out there. And the
Yeah.
more, and we're obviously America's greatest conservationists.
Right.
Hunters are. So you're learning firsthand, though. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
So you went from the Meetup app, and then you started, it's called Minnesota Hunter or MinnesotaHunter.com, or what's
Yep.
your new program?
Yeah, so from the Meetup app, I learned a lot of pros and cons with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're reaching a lot of people, you're getting personal with a lot of people, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to reach more people, right?
Okay.
And I wanted to spend my time more wisely. So from that test group, I'm rebranding into a new, I guess, website.
Website,
program, yeah,
Yep.
called Minnesota Hunter
Okay.
at it's at MinnesotaHunter.com.
Okay.
And then
Wow, that website domain was available?
yeah,
Amazing. Well done.
you know,
It
I
was
did
just
some
waiting
research
for you.
yeah, I did some research. I was like, YouTube. Let me go to YouTube Minnesota Hunter, right? Because I'm like
Yeah,
thinking
it's got to be out there.
it's got to be out there,
Yeah.
right? Somebody's done it, and it's not.
You're
so,
going to get piles of hits just off of that name.
yeah, it's like a way to reach people that don't hunt.
So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna do vlogging on YouTube, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do updates on the website, like how to hunt, like basically simple stuff like how to get your hunter course. Cut out all the jargon that you kind of on your journey to like getting hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out all the stuff that you don't really need, and give you the advice of just the bare like
The meat and the
necessities.
potatoes.
Yep, exactly.
You're just getting right into it.
Yep.
Are you going to continue doing the one-on-one mentorship?
Yeah, the one-on-one mentorship. Again, it's easier to do with someone you have a relationship with. So I'm gonna do that with my closer friends still,
Okay.
and of course, people who reach out to me through the website. If they are very serious and really want to go out, then I'll still set up the one-on-one time with them. I wouldn't tell anybody no. Because of course, more hunters is better.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Some people, and your mindset is different than a lot of hunters, because a lot of hunters in America say, "Ooh, if there's less people out there, that's great, because then there's more birds for me. There's more land available for me, less competition." But you see it differently.
Yeah, I feel like it's just luck. If we need first of all, we need more public land, so more hunters equals more like access and stuff like that. But I feel like if you're hunting an area and you're there and there's a lot of birds and it's somebody else knows about it. It's not just you, right? It's public land, and
Somebody put a lot of work into making that happen.
yeah, and so I'm sure other hunters know as well about that spot, right? Like we went to a spot in Marshall, and your buddy was like, "Oh yeah, a really good spot is this spot." And I was like, "Oh, that's our favorite spot."
Isn't that funny how it?
Yeah,
everyone knows about the same thing. It's just a matter of getting to them.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting them to them and having that luck on your side about if the birds will be there or not. Pheasants, ducks, or whatever.
You usually get your birds, don't you?
Yeah, I usually get birds.
What? Well, I know a lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
What do you do differently that you think makes you successful?
I think what makes me successful in that sense is like not expecting to get the birds all the time, right? And trying new places or just trying different things. Don't go by the books, how they always say, right? Like
Right.
you never know where the bird's gonna be, so just always go out there with an open mind. And
Yeah. You just kind of follow your dog.
yeah, I just kind of follow my dog too, of course.
Right. Well, I mean, if you just wander on public land long enough and you've got a dog with a good sniffer on it that doesn't run 500 yards ahead of you, the odds are that you're going to run into a bird eventually.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, knowing what you know now about trying to get others into hunting, what would you have done differently?
Let me think about that. Oh, that's a hard question. What have I done differently? I don't think I would have done anything differently. To be honest, like the whole getting to the hunting was new to me, and literally the second year I started mentoring, and so it was still a learning process. So, and I've learned a lot of great things about it, and there was a lot of pros and cons with the mentor program, right? And so, I don't from what I see, there was no right or wrongs. I wouldn't have done anything different.
You learn from experiences, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and so the experiences that you have had are really jammed into a very short window.
Yeah,
because a lot of hunters, they go through this very long learning process, maybe in their teens and early 20s and watching dad or watching grandpa or, other people that they went hunting with. And eventually they might say, you know what, I feel like I want to give back. You jumped into giving back almost the day you started hunting yourself. Do you still enjoy the hunt personally for your own self as much as you did the first day?
Yeah, I still enjoy it every day or every time I go out. Like, it's just brand new. And one of the big contributing things for that is my dog, right?
Yeah.
And so
it always comes back to her.
Yeah, it always
dog.
comes back to her. Like, if she wasn't there with me, then I wouldn't hunt, There's just no way to replace that relationship or experience you have with your dog when you're hunting. And so that's what, keeps me going, makes the experience every time like new.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for becoming a hunter. It's welcome to the field, I guess we'll say. And thank you for investing in so many other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Really appreciate what you're doing. We hope it continues. I'd love to have you back. I want to follow your journey.
Yeah.
And if there's ever anything we can do to help you, please let us know as well, because every hunter in the field is a great thing for the future of conservation in America, and it's a good thing for all of us hunters. So, Keng Yang, well done, my friend. If you want to learn more or have somebody find what Keng is up to, go to minnesotahunter.com and get them in the field.
Yep. It's not out yet, but it's coming.
Well, get it out right now. Get it out there.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't find it when you go search, then you need to wait a couple days.
Yeah, wait a couple days.
All right. Thanks, Keng.
All right.
We'll catch you next week on another episode of the Flush Podcast.